Butt, feeling like a weenie, but now it's 5:30. It's time for a martini. Welcome to our show. Welcome to our Kiki, the 5:30 Quarantini. Hello, and welcome to the 5:30 Quarantini. I'm Michael Hull.
I'm Dylan Bustamante.
And this is going to be fun. Hey, Dills, how's it going?
Oh, it's great. How are you?
I'm so good. Happy Thursday.
Happy hour.
And what an hour it's about to be.
I know. What a day it's already been.
I am aware. I was not prepared for all this snow. Is it snowing in Astoria? It's snowing in Manhattan.
It is not currently snowing, but it's supposed to start snowing again shortly.
Who knew? This is wild.
I know. We've never had this much snow ever.
Well, luckily it's pandemic, so there's not really anywhere to go.
I know. So we're just going to watch it from inside.
It actually works. Hello, Rose, and welcome. If you are new and just arriving, please do drop a comment in the comments. We don't know you're here until you do that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, drop a comment so we can shout you out, show you some love, and get you involved in what is sure to be a exciting hour coming up.
So exciting. And what I mean, I'm gonna go right into it because Michael's before we started was like, "What's Mars landing?" And I was like, "Michael, we landed a rover module or whatever it's called on Mars today."
Who knew? I had no idea.
And it already tweeted from Mars.
It's a new day. There are robots in space. They're tweeting at us.
He said, "Hello, world. My first look at my forever home," and it was like a picture of Mars.
How very Wall-E. How very Disney's Wall-E.
Very Disney's Wall-E, except for, not like the world ending.
Gotcha.
Yet. Yeah.
So not like Wall-E.
Not like Wall-E.
Great. Speaking of other things that are not like Wall-E, we're about to make a cocktail. How is that for a segue?
Very much not like Wall-E.
All right. What do you say we jump into it, Dills?
Okay, perfect.
All right. Well, today's guest bartender made her Broadway debut in 1999 as Grizabella in the original Broadway production of Cats, and she's been singing Memory ever since.
That's right. Jessica has appeared as Grizabella, the glamour cat, on glamour on Broadway regionally, and in the show's national tour.
She has also been seen on Broadway in AIDA, Amour, and then Cats again. Cats, the return of Cats, Cats Strike Back.
Yes, Cats 2.
All the Cats.
Yes.
When it came back for that 2016 revival.
Oh, meow. Jessica is a true Broadway sensation and has been seen belting to the gods with symphonies all across America. Plus, I've been lucky enough to hear her perform countless times at my home away from home, Feinstein's 54 Blair.
Yes, she is a favorite there. Currently, she's developing a brand new autobiographical show called Walking with Bubbles that we can't wait to hear some more about. Let's take a look at today's guest bartender,
Jessica Hendy.
better give us that alphabet ending.
I thought I was. You guys have no idea. I thought I played this for I played this for my roommates, and I was like, I'm a genius, right? Like,
Oh my goodness, Jess Hendy, welcome to Happy Hour.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see you. I had not seen that clip before just now when you all else
it's
saw
so
it.
much fun to watch you guys watch that. I wish that I could see everyone in the world watching.
Oh my god, jaw on the floor. What a voice. We're so excited to have you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. Really, truly, thank you for having
And
me.
I have to tell you, I ate a big, normally I don't eat dinner before the quarantine, but I ate a big dinner today because, girl, I know what you like to drink. So this is about to be a happy hour.
Yes, it is.
We have so much to catch up on and so much to talk about. I'm so excited to see you. But
Yes.
first things first, let's go ahead and make that drink. So Broadway's Jess Hendy, what is your cocktail of choice?
That would be a Grey Goose martini up with a twist.
Work.
Perfect.
All right. I think Dylan and I did a quick run before you got here, but just run down what we're going to need so that Dylan and I are sure that we have everything here with us.
Great. So, Grey Goose,
Great.
vermouth. I do like vermouth. It just smooths out the vodka really well.
I agree with you.
Lemon,
Hmm.
ice, a shaker, and a shot glass. Now, this is the shot glass that came with this set,
Okay.
and it is too small. So,
You mean the
So
shot
I'm-
glass is not a shot?
right. So I'm going to use my parents' Hamilton shot glasses.
Oh,
Alexander
great.
Hamilton and Aaron Burr.
Great.
Oh.
And I'm not going to choose. I'm going to do one of each because I
Okay.
like you both, guys.
All righty.
So-
I've got everything here. I'm doing a Tito's martini just in the interest of transparency because it's a pandemic, so we're working with what we got. But
Hey, I get it. I'm not a Tito's fan, but I respect your choice.
all right.
Okay.
What shall we begin with? I think we've all got ice in our shakers.
Mhm.
Ice in the shaker. And should we... I do a 2-to-1 martini.
Okay.
Okay.
Two
Work.
vodkas, one vermouth.
We'll do
Side.
you.
Okay, so I'm going to start with Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr.
And this is
sir.
a little big shot, so I'm just going to do,
All right. Listen, you're in good company. I think
Yeah.
you're going to be fine.
Oh, yeah, I think I've had a few martinis with you guys before.
Just one or two back when the world was open.
Oh, remember that?
It'll be back.
No.
It'll be back. We'll all be
It'll
back
be
at
back.
Glass House Tavern soon. Characters Bar and Grill, 3 a.m.
Oh my God, they have the best quesadilla in New York City.
Do they really?
Oh my God,
Their
I'm
food-
obsessed with it.
I've never had. I don't. Have I had their quesadilla? I might
Dylan,
have.
what is
The
your like
chicken quesadilla at
the
Characters.
chicken quesadilla? Okay,
Stop.
work.
So good.
You're a chicken quesadilla, Dylan. What's your late night characters order?
Oh my god, I'm a weirdo. So I normally get. They have like these chicken skewers
Okay, yeah.
with
Oh yeah, I've
with,
had
like
those.
those are really good. But I also get a side of mashed potatoes because that is like my like favorite thing in the whole world.
Sure. I'm a buffalo chicken tenders. That's my late night character snack.
Ooh,
It's
I've
just
never had
literally it's like freezer chicken fingers, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
they fry them and toss them in hot sauce, and I'm like, sold. All right, so I've got my 2 shots of vodka in here. What next?
You need a shot of vermouth, sir.
Shot of vermouth. Work. Great. I'm catching up. Sorry, I got distracted by buffalo chicken tenders.
No worries. It made me really want to go back to characters and get something to eat right now.
No, literally
Well-
right now.
Dylan, you've got plans for the next hour.
Yeah. True. I do.
All right, I am ready when you are.
All right.
Now we smile and shake.
I love that.
The smile's a nice touch.
My dad taught me that.
Whew. All right.
Oh.
And then
it's
grab your chilled martini glass.
Mhm.
Work.
Woo.
This
Everything-
you are so set up. Where are you coming to us from?
Oh, I'm in my parents' basement
Oh, work.
In
Ohio.
Ohio.
I'm in Ohio. I was supposed to come back to New York today, but there was a snowstorm here and in New York, so I'm coming back tomorrow.
and
Okay.
everywhere else in the country.
Now you take your strainer and you pour that in, and then we'll
Mhm.
get our little twists. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, it's gorgeous.
I have not had a martini in so long. Everyone get ready. This is going to be quite a show.
It's gonna be
It's a clean drink.
It is.
It's clean.
I like martini because you know
It's
exactly what you're
pure.
drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now I some people like olives. I prefer a twist because
Great.
it just is refreshing to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just get a little rind. And I don't know if this is like bartender correct, but someone told me that if you like twist it first,
Mm-hmm.
if, I don't know, stuff
I
comes
think
out.
that's correct.
Then I take it around my rim like
Yep.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Oh, well, that's a
drop
great martini
that.
glass too.
Work.
Yes, perfect.
All right.
Well, cheers.
Cheers, everybody,
Yes.
to catching up
Mm.
with one of our favorites.
Can I just say one
perfect.
thing?
Yeah.
Beckett, tell Gigi that I'm done with the booze. If you or Gigi wants to come get it, because this is literally our cocktail hour. So I
Yeah,
just took
of
all the
course.
booze downstairs.
So someone else might need it. Someone else needs a crack at
So-
the bar.
Yes.
I did a similar thing once when I was at my aunt's house in Maine in like September or August. I don't remember when it was. And I like brought the bottle of vodka, or maybe it was gin, up like to where I was doing the show. And everyone was like, we had to go get alcohol because you did your show for an hour and no one had vodka. And I was like, sorry.
Yeah. Well, listen.
She might decide to make an old fashioned. I have a
Mm.
feeling.
Ooh.
Oh, no. No. Ladies and gentlemen.
Da,
Say
da, da,
hello.
da.
Hello.
Beckett, look at.
He's as tall as you are.
You
Oh my
got
God, can you believe it?
you
Hi,
grew
Beckett.
so much in the
Yeah,
pandemic.
Gigi, whenever needs a drink.
Sounds good.
But take that up to her.
Yeah.
Thanks. Mwah. I love
And
you.
don't drink any of it.
Keep on.
Yeah, if she needs
We're
any-
getting
oh,
some
we're getting
Beckett
some-
love.
Oops.
Yeah.
Chris Robinson, welcome to the
Aw.
show. Oh my God, so fun. Well, it's been quite a pandemic. I know we've been in lockdown for 10, not lockdown, but we've been in the Broadway shutdown
Well,
for 10 plus months at this
yeah.
point,
Yeah.
which is a real bummer. But first things first, how are you? How have you been? What have you been up to? I know you're coming to us from Ohio now, but
Yeah.
have you been there for a while? Bring us up to speed. How you been?
I will. In like the Cliff Notes version, I was traveling a lot pre-lockdown in March, and when the pandemic hit, like publicly, I like panicked. I was like, we have to get out of New York. So we came to Ohio thinking we'd be here for 2 weeks.
Right.
Of course,
We were here
yeah.
for, I think, 4 or 5 months. And then we went home because school was starting. And I thought, even if school doesn't start, we have to get into the routine.
Mhm.
And we have to get back to our New York life. So we came back to New York. And then at Christmas time, we came here. We came home. We got COVID tests. And we distanced. And
Yep.
we were here. But then we've been here since Christmas because I don't know how this has happened, but I have been super lucky.
Mhm.
I've done several symphony concerts during this lockdown, and it's been wonderful. I went to Detroit right after New Year's. I did the Cincinnati Pops late January, and then over Valentine's, I just did the Columbus Symphony.
That's
is so
amazing.
cool. I know you say I don't know how this happened. I just got lucky. But I think it probably has something to do with your incredible voice and your talent. So like, give yourself some credit there.
Yeah.
But that's
but-
so cool that you've been gigging, in this time where
Yeah.
gigs are hard. Gigs
Yeah.
are hard
It's
to
been-
find.
And it's very emotional for the musicians and myself and whomever I have the pleasure to sing with, because, I know I'm not telling anything that no one knows, but like, I will never, ever take being on the stage for granted
Mhm.
for even like the smallest amount of walk-on situation. It's just, or to go even see a show or to be in rehearsal. It's just
Right.
been, it just like really prioritized it. And my best friend, Scott Coulter, he is the person that keeps booking me. So I guess, it pays to have a really good
Yeah.
friend.
Yes. Oh,
There you go.
absolutely. But
Yeah.
how's that all been like with like going to like do all these things?
I've
Like,
had so many COVID tests. It's like ridiculous. But
Yeah.
yes, every symphony is like the one we did in Detroit. We were basically like quarantined in our hotel. Like we had to go I think it was 3 or 4 days before we even started rehearsal. We had to get COVID tests, and then when we got there, we had to get COVID tests. And then it's very like you have to get temperature taken
Mhm.
and masks during rehearsals, and you can only take your, like, when I walk on stage, I have my mask on.
Mhm.
When I start singing, I take my mask off. And usually any of the woodwind players are behind plexiglass. And so I want to give a huge shout out to the orchestras and the symphonies around the country that are just working really hard to keep their musicians working. It's
Right.
extraordinary how wonderful they're doing.
It's so great, and to see it just all like everyone being able to like start getting back to normal is just so wonderful and so great, and it's exciting. It's so exciting.
It is
super exciting.
I loved seeing like pictures of you like on a stage again, and I'm like, what is that? Like the world is coming back. It's so exciting.
I mean, for me to have these like moments of like doing it, and some of the shows have been totally live streamed, no audience, but there's been a couple where they would let like 200 people in like a 3,000 seat house.
Right. Yeah.
And just to experience that energy exchange that you get as a performer and an audience member, no matter who you are, is it's just such a gift, and it just gives me such hope that we are going to get through this. We are going to get through this.
That
and arts
is
are
incredible.
essential.
Yeah,
And
arts are super essential.
Yes,
I love that, and I'm sure, you mentioned how important it is that these orchestras and these creators are out there doing their work, and I am sure that the audience feels the same way. Dylan and I have had a little bit of opportunity back when it was warmer. There was some like outdoor concerty kind of thing starting to pop up a little bit at a super social distance. And
Are you talking about the window that we saw?
I'm talking about watching people sing out of a second story window. And I just remember when we finally got to see someone sing.
I saw Instagram clips of that. Yeah.
When we finally got, the first one that we went to was Betsy Wolfe, and she opened up the window and she leaned out and she started singing. And I just remember crying, being like, it's been so long since I got to watch someone
I watched the
perform.
whole thing online. I couldn't get enough of it.
So I'm sure
She's
that you are bringing a lot of inspiration to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's just
Drink break.
Yeah. It's just a moment of happiness, to like see people getting back to doing what they're meant to do, and the world's starting to look normal again.
Yeah. Now, obviously, Broadway's dark, and you have been touring and singing and gracing audiences with your voice. But when Broadway is not dark, there is something that you have become quite well known for at this point, which is being the, capital T, the Grizabella of Cats on Cats on Cats on Cats. You have done it countless times. You are just the consummate professional Grizabella. What was it like? I know you just did this last recent revival. What's it been like to play a character like Grizabella for so long? Has your performance kind of evolved with her? Is there stuff that you know now that you're like, oh man, I wish I had known that once upon a time? Or what's that been like to be able to live in a character through so many productions of it?
That is such a great question. Thank you for asking me that. It's been amazing. And I joke, I say, anytime I say I'm done with Cats, another production pops up.
Right.
And I'm in it again. But I say that not with any kind of snark. I say that with a grateful heart. I'm happy to pass along the torch to whomever, because there are so many women in New York and around the country that can just sing that song like no one else. But I will say, if I had told my 8-year-old self when I was like working the piano at my parents' home and learning memory that was going to be my Broadway debut, I would have never ever believed it. And I think it's just like the coolest thing that I've been able to play this. I mean, I'm going to say woman, but she's a cat. We know she's a cat. This strong female character that's legendary in musical theater. And yes, when I played the revival, honestly, guys, it was almost like a Broadway debut again for me, because I had been away from New York for 11 years. And when I came back to New York, nobody knew who the fuck I was. Sorry. Nobody knew who I was.
That's fine.
I had to. I mean, some people did, but like the casting agents changed. There were new directors. Like I used to go in for every audition, and I moved back, and like I kind of had to like start from scratch. And so when I got cast in Cats, I was like so grateful. and so full, and I had lived so much in
Yeah.
that time since I played Grisabella before. I had a child.
Mhm.
I went through a very traumatic divorce. I left New York. I stopped performing, and then and it was almost like I was like reliving the Grisabella story, that I was getting another shot. And it just, every time I got to be on stage, it just, I found new nuances in her, and she's really complex. She's a very complex character, and it's poetry, right? And it's like, some people don't get it, and you either love cats or you hate cats, and I think that's what makes Cats so amazing. Because the people that hate cats hate cats. They hate cats so much they almost love cats.
But
Because
also,
they love to hate it.
and on the other side, like the people that love cats, like love cats.
Yeah, they have like storylines that they've figured out, and and that's a great thing about T.S. Eliot's work, is that it is interpretable to whatever you need to make it for you, and that's I think why the show succeeds so much.
Yeah. The first time I saw Cats this is like a weird story, but the first time I saw Cats was on a cruise ship. I went to see a bunch of friends who'd been cast on Royal, and I remember being like, knowing that in the back of my head, that exact thing you just said of like, it tends to be a little bit of a polarizing show. People love it or hate it. And we got to intermission, and I turned to Alex Rubin, who was on the boat with me. And I was like, Alex, I'm one of those people that loves cats. I was like having the best time. It's such a fun show, and it is going to be the segue into today's game of the day. Today's game of the day is inspired by Jessica Hendy's multiple star turns in the Broadway sensation Cats. Meow, here's how the game works. I'm going to read a series of trivia questions, some relating to Broadway, but others not related to Broadway at all. However, every answer, guys, buckle up. You might want to finish your martini. Every answer will contain a word or part of a word that rhymes with meow. To get the point,
I need like
gonna be
2
great.
more martinis to play this game.
It's going to be great. Beckett, bring the vodka back downstairs. To get the point, all you have to do is give me the answer while subbing out the rhyming word for your best cat's meow. Now, I'm going to give you an example, and don't panic, because the example is the example because it's by far the hardest one. So I was just running out of things to do. So this is the example. And I should mention, as always, since I made today's game, Dylan has not seen it. He has no idea what's going on,
Not
which
at
means
all.
he and everybody in the comments are on your team. So if you get stumped, you can check in with Dylan, and also just keep one eye on the comments, and people will be there to help
Come on,
you
guys,
out.
I need you.
So here's the example.
Okay.
This is an independent agency of the United States federal government that offers support. I know, I told you it was going to be hard. It offers support and funding for projects exhibiting artistic excellence. It was created by an act of the U.S. Congress. And
I know.
Go ahead.
The endowment of the arts.
Michael.
You got it. That would be the National Endowment for the Arts. Jessica Hendy, I never doubted you for a second. And as you see, if you get it right, you will hear Alex Newell riffing. If you get it wrong, you will hear something else. That's the hardest one. So you are already, I'm going to give you the point. That was only an example, but you're getting a point. You're starting 1 point ahead of the game. I'm going to have another swig of this before we dive
Yeah,
into
me
the
too.
game.
Drink break.
Oh my God, I'm so impressed. I was like, this is
I'm
impossible.
so impressed. I was literally like, I have no idea.
Not only am I impressed that you knew the answer, you're also one of our guests to pick up one of my weirdest games the fastest. Sometimes I have to explain it
I
a
love
few
games.
times.
I'm
Okay,
a
good.
child. I love games.
All right. Well, speaking,
Well-
then this one might be just for you. Here's we're going to call this question number 2. This homemade treat usually consists of cereal, melted chocolate, peanut butter, and powdered sugar. It's also sometimes referred to as Muddy Buddies, Muddy Munch, or Doggy Bag.
Ding. Meow mix.
That would be Meow Mix, or I would have also accepted Puppy Chmeow.
Oh yeah, well, but I'm a cat, so I have to say meow mix.
Puppy Schmeow.
Puppy Meow. That would be Puppy
Oh.
Chow swapped for Puppy Meow.
No. Okay.
We are 2 for 2. Well done.
Oh God.
We'll see
and
though. We'll see.
I'm just gonna keep drinking over here.
You're not going to be drinking for long because this, Dylan, you might come in clutch here because I think you're going to be able to get this one. This is a phrase used to emphasize that something is happening at the present time rather than in the future or in the past. Casey Levy is so excited and hopeful at the beginning of Ghost the Musical that she sings this phrase over and over and over again in the first song of the show.
I only know the big song.
This is the
From
first
that
number of the
show.
show. It's a phrase used to emphasize that something's happening at the present time. It's happening.
Meow.
Dylan, do you have it? You can help.
I
us.
do
You're
have-
halfway
Meow.
Yeah, it's
Jess Hendy, you're halfway there.
It's here, right? Meow.
Meow.
Here, right? Meow. Nailed
Okay,
it. You're
yes.
3 for
You
3.
got it.
Also, not the best musical, but like Jess sing every one of those songs because
God,
I
you'd
only
be
know
so good.
my days were brighter or whatever. Like
Yeah.
with you.
with you,
That one.
there's
It's
a
raining.
there's
Yes.
a second act like 11 o'clock number called "Nothing Stops Another Day."
Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
look it up. I don't have anything else to do right now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
look it up. It's
Nothing
it's a
stops another
beautiful
day.
song.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing stops another day. I think.
I'm calling it right now. When we get back to life as quote unquote normal, I will be there for Jess Hendy sings Ghost the Musical. It's going to be like a
54
7
below.
o'clock at 54 below, 2 drink minimum, $25. It's going to be great.
Yeah,
And I'll be there.
I'm
Oh my
down.
God, you'd be so
I'm
good
down.
in that. All right.
So good. So
You
good.
are, how many was that? You are 3 for
That was
3.
three.
Here comes your next Cat's
Okay.
question. Again, the answer will contain something, if you're just tuning in, the answer will contain something that rhymes with meow, as in here, right, meow, the national endowment for the arts, or puppy meow. Let's see this one next. This visionary American playwright and theater director is best known for her large-scale, ensemble-driven work. She's also known for her ability to rock a pair of chucks. The last Broadway
Ding.
musical that she directed. Oh, you don't even know
Oh.
the rest of the cue. Who is it?
Tina Meow. Land Meow.
Tina
That is correct. That would be
Landau.
Tina Landmeow. The last Broadway musical she directed transported audience under the sea for a full-length musical featuring music by Sarah Bareilles, Jonathan Colton, Panic at the Disco, Plain White Tees, and more. But you didn't even need the whole clue. You are 4 for 4 in
Thank you, Grey
this
Goose.
game. Grey Goose is nailing. We're looking for a sponsorship. If Grey Goose is out there,
Oh, God, please.
we are all
Please.
available.
Yes.
I loved SpongeBob. Hashtag gone too soon.
Oh,
as they're raising
my
the Palace
God.
Theater.
It was so good.
I would love to give a shout out to SpongeBob. It
Yeah.
was brilliant. Brilliant and so deep and
Yeah.
so relevant and so creative. I can't say a bad thing about it.
Yeah,
I
and Tina's
absolutely
work was
loved it.
gorgeous, and
Yeah.
the entire cast.
Oh my God.
My jaw was like on the floor from the minute I walked into the theater. It started with the set. Like,
Yes.
it was such a well crafted like experience before the show even started.
Mm-hmm.
All about it.
And
I see joy.
can I do a truth bomb right now?
Yeah, go for it.
I was like, this show is gonna suck. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, why would you do a show about SpongeBob SquarePants? I mean,
Yeah.
I think I saw every episode of it as Beckett was growing up.
Right.
But he wanted to see it, and so I was like, actually, I kind of want to see it because what if it's good? And it blew me
Yeah.
away. And Beckett, like,
Yeah.
I stand corrected in my judgment, and I feel bad that I judged it, but
That one number where Ethan Slater was like climbing up himself and in like this weird set piece, like
Yes.
I was like this.
in and out, and
I was
yeah.
like, this is brilliant, and
Yeah.
like Ethan Slater. I was like,
He was amazing.
Brilliant.
I
congratulations.
similarly, Jessica, I try not to judge things before I see them, but like it's like there's a lot of messaging out there. There's social media, people talk,
How
blah
can
blah,
you? Yeah.
and it's hard to go in with a totally clean slate. SpongeBob
Yeah.
was that way for me, and if we're being really honest, I felt that way about Beetlejuice. I was not
my
prepared.
God!
I was not prepared to be obsessed with Beetlejuice. I went in being like,
We
"Oh,
went
I hope
together,
this is
Michael,
okay."
and we were like, oh, we'll see. And then at intermission, we were like, this is amazing.
I was obsessed.
Beckett wanted to see Beetlejuice, and I was like, oh, God, okay, we're going to see Beetlejuice. I got him tickets, really good seats for Christmas. We saw it in January, I guess right before the pandemic, and I was like, okay, I need to, just slow my roll on my judgments of musicals because this is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
It was so good.
It really was.
It was so good.
It was so good.
I would have seen it again, but
I saw it. I saw Beetlejuice 2 or 3 times, I think.
Did you?
Because we kept
amazing.
bringing people who came into town to see it, but it was it's
and so creative.
Yeah.
It wasn't just boring. Like they were just riding on the Beetlejuice popularity. They really made an interesting, creative arc of that story.
And the whole cast was just also
unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think those movies or those adaptation musicals it's an uphill battle because you announce that you're adapting something and the audience has a lot of opinions and baggage going into it. Mm-hmm. And so if you're not reinventing yourself in a way, it's really hard to win the audience over. But both of those shows reinvented themselves in such cool ways that made me believe that they should be a musical. I was all about it. Oh my God, loved it.
Agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
All about it. All right, we are moving along. If you're just tuning in, Broadway's Jess Hendy is with us. We are playing a really well-crafted, easy game about trivia
you
that
should
rhymes.
Get this,
trademark.
You should get Parker Brothers. Yeah.
I'll work on it. It's about to get even fancier because our next clue is a visual clue. Once again, I'm looking for you to swap out the rhyming word with meow. And in honor of today's day,
Mars.
Here's your clue. What are we looking at?
Please. Oh.
That's
okay. So I would say Snow Meow-geddon.
Work. We are all living through Snow Meow-geddon. So we're hoping that New York State has plenty of those. Those are, of course, snow meows. Working hard to clear the streets for us. Work. That's 5 for 5. There are 3 more of these. So far, you are playing a perfect game. I haven't had to use any of my no buttons.
We have to start, Michael. We have to start making these games a little harder. Our no buttons are notoriously so good.
Do you want me to throw a question?
No, don't throw a question. We don't want you to have to throw a question.
But yeah, eventually.
But
I'll
last
sneak a no in there.
All through February, we've had 0 or 1 no.
Well, our guests are very talented.
Our guests are very smart.
All right. Speaking of a former guest of the show, let's move on to this question number 6. It is a known fact that a drag queen do either cover these up with glue or shave them off completely as to paint new ones on.
That would be I meow.
Of course, those are eye meows.
I want to call them I meows from now on.
It's gotta get my eye meows done soon.
Speaking of eye meows, the makeup plot for Cats for Grizz is quite a bit, but also she really glammed up for this 2016.
Oh, she did.
Do you have a favorite makeup plot that you've had throughout your time playing different Grizabellas?
I would definitely say the revival.
This last Broadway revival.
100%.
Because
it wasn't
sassy.
as stark white. We used a lot of flesh colored makeup, but and the tears were in all the productions I've done. The tears were more realistic. They were tears and I really liked it, and for me, it humanized her even more because I think that whether you can read that or not, because I've looked at all my makeup plots over the years, and it evolves, everything evolves, but I just think this makeup plot was just almost an enlightened view of what this show is about. That it's not cats, they're actually humans, but but they're cats.
Right. They're just cats for the storytelling element.
Yes.
But yeah, I remember when I saw that makeup plot, I gasped. I was like, oh my gosh, this new Grizz look is serving it to me. Did you have to do your own makeup for the show, or did you have assistants?
No, we had to do our own makeup. And when I made my Broadway debut, I was like as green as like a blade of grass. And they like did it. What they would do is that you would go and you'd sit down with a makeup designer and they would put a black line down your face and they would do half of your face. And they would say, now do the other half. And you're like, what? And so it was that was like way back at the Winter Garden years. I can't remember because I kind of had like the plot. And so she just showed me she did it for me once. I was like, this is what it's going to be. And I was like, okay, I got it.
Right. Because when you had joined into Cats, it was already like the longest running Broadway show, right?
Yes.
So you were like, I'm here. And everyone was like, we've been here for 40 years. Like,
yeah, it was. And I was like the youngest at the time. Now, I believe Carrie Renee Fuller, who is super talented and she's amazing. And she played the Grizz on tour. This most recent tour after the revival. I believe she now is the youngest Grizabella, but at that time when I was at the Winter Garden, I was the youngest Grizabella. So I was really scared coming in because I was like thinking that there would be all these jaded actors being like, who the hell are you? And I was wrong again. I think I have an insecurity problem. They were so lovely and so supportive, and it was a wonderful, really healthy company. And I've never forgotten that because like my Broadway debut was this like wonderful experience, and it was great.
That's so great.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you are 6 questions in playing a perfect game. I got 2 more, and I'm not super hopeful that I'm going to stump you, but let's see. Here is your next question. June may have been dainty, but it was Louise who was responsible for bringing this barnyard favorite to life on the Orpheum circuit. So what kind of animal was Caroline exactly now?
Was it was it a meow? Like meow?
Yes, basically yes. We are looking for the lyric from the song, which is starts with the name. It starts with the sound that animal makes. I've got a
moo.
Meow.
Meow cow.
I
just said
really know
meow
exactly. Meow.
It's a
Meow.
moo meow.
Meow
A
cow?
meow. Yeah. So when
Meow.
for the purposes of the game, it just becomes 2 barn sounds next to each other. Moo meow. Moo cow. That's really hard to say.
A moo. A moo. A moo.
Moo meow.
Moo
It's a
meow.
good acting exercise.
Yeah, I've got a moo meow, moo meow, moo meow. I've got a moo meow. Really, really works the jaw out. Gets you nice and loose.
I
Moo
usually
meow.
wear a meow meow every day.
Moo-
Oh my goodness!
Like
All right.
literally, wait. I have on sweatpants.
Word. Listen, I'm actually wearing jeans today, but
What?
This is
famous.
it's a big deal.
This is episode 125, and this is, I think, the first time
First time
Michael's
I've
ever
worn
worn
jeans.
jeans.
On my other show that I do on Tuesdays, I wear a suit from the waist up and usually like sweatpants shorts on the bottom.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it looks insane. But then again, my co-host is wearing a dress from the waist up and has their hairy legs hanging out on the bottom as well. So it's all about the illusion on Tuesdays.
It is.
All right, here comes your final question. This is
Okay. Oh my
gosh.
for the game.
Let's do it.
No
Let's do it.
pressure, but this is for the perfect game. In the great tradition of live theater, this is an honor reserved for the show's biggest star and hardest worker. At curtain call, you will be the last one to thank the audience because you get the
Final meow.
Which
That's
is what
right.
they should call it.
on
In
Cats.
Cats.
The final
That's
meow.
Do they call
they
it that?
should. No,
Oh.
they don't.
Well, on the next
Well.
revival, we'll put that in the suggestion box. Let me take a look at my scorecard. I know I've been keeping a score here. It's a
I
complicated
think I got
system.
100.
That's a perfect game for Broadway's Jessica Hendy. We played Name That Meow Answer. And we
Is that the
could
title
not
of the game?
stump you. Yeah, I just made up that title. Well done, Jess. That was so
I
much
wish
fun.
my tests in high school were like this because I would have gotten much better grades.
Yes. In high
I
school, they
wish-
just give you a martini and they ask you fun word games.
I would totally crush high school if that's how it worked.
This is the real things they should be learning.
Well, we've got a few questions before we can let you go anywhere. But before we get to those, I do want to talk a little bit about something very exciting going on.
Yes.
For you. You know, most people have been sitting on their couches doing absolutely nothing in a pandemic. You are developing a brand new one-woman show called Walking with Bubbles.
Yes.
It has been something that you've been working on for a while, has taken on a few different shapes and kind of journeys. And you announced a new one recently. Congratulations. We're so excited. You know, Dylan and I both adore you. So we are just so always excited to see what comes next for you. Is there anything you can share with us about this project or why it's important to you or where we can follow you to see what comes next?
Well, I will say that this is a very important project to me because it is a retelling of a portion of mine and Beckett's life when we were going through a very traumatic time. And I decided to tell my story in a really honest way because I feel like it's a conversation that is not only stage worthy, but it also it really needs to be had right now. It deals with mental illness. It deals with single parenting. It deals with, you know, kind of overcoming trauma and showing the people in your life that you can go on and still follow your dreams. And like specifically for me, showing Beckett by example, really how to live like your best life.
I love that.
Thanks. So this show has had several incarnations. It first started out sort of, I thought I would just do like a cabaret at 54 Below because I wrote a memoir, but I couldn't get a book deal. So I was like, what the hell? Okay, I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a cabaret at 54 Below, and I'm gonna invite publishers and literary agents to like, you know, have an interest in my story.
Totally.
And then once I started building the cabaret, I was like, ooh, wait, this. While I love cabaret, we know I love cabaret. I was like, this is not a cabaret. This is a play. So I started writing a play, and from there, it turned into a one-woman musical. And for the past year, I've had collaborators, wonderful people, Richard O'Bracker and Rob Taylor. They wrote the Broadway musical Bandstand.
Oh, amazing.
And yeah, we collaborated for a year, and just sadly, a couple weeks ago, we ended our collaboration. And while that was really tough and kind of sudden, I know it's for the best because suddenly I have all these opportunities and doors that have opened for me, and I can't say anything like right now.
Oh, just leaving us like on the edge with that one there, Jess.
But I do have some like really, really, really exciting news that I will be announcing soon. So if my show is called Walking with Bubbles, so you can follow Walking with Bubbles official on Instagram or Walking with Bubbles on Twitter or just my Facebook page. And I am very excited to just get my my story out into the world because I've learned that my story is not unique. It is shared by many, and there is like a need for this kind of conversation to happen. So I guess is that okay?
Well,
to say?
that's incredible.
Oh my gosh, yes, I love it.
And knowing you and having known you for a little while now, I'm just so excited to see what's next. You know, in a story that's kind of about finding your path and persevering. It's exciting that you are constantly cluing in and figuring out what's next and kind of taking doors as they open and things as they change. So you guys, if you don't follow Jess Hendy, her handle is scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Give her a follow so you can hear what's next for Walking with Bubbles. Now, Jess, before you go anywhere,
I'm not going anywhere.
It is well after 6 o'clock, so happy hour's over.
He's like, it is a snowstorm
out. This much.
Oh my
gosh. It is a snowstorm outside. She is not going anywhere.
Well, it's after 6, so happy hour's over. Drinks are full price again.
Come on.
Sorry to burst your bubble. But we do have 2 questions that we've asked everybody that's come on our show so far.
Yes.
So it is your turn to take a
Okay.
swing at these. And your first question is, it's been a really weird, strange time. It's been a bit of a sad time and a time filled with a Broadway shutdown and uncertainty. But all of that aside, what is something over the past 10-ish months that has brought you some joy? What's something that has either brought you joy or kept you going during this crazy, crazy time?
I think the thing that's brought me joy is the realization and sort of walking the walk of living in the moment and be happy for the now instead of, I'm going to be the first to admit, living in New York and being in show business, I'm always like trying to get to that next thing and like that next audition, that next concert, that next interview or networking opportunity. But this quarantine has made me really appreciate that I wake up every morning, I can breathe and not be ill, and I have an amazing family, and I'm really happy with my life. And so it's really brought me joy to just like really walk the walk of living in the now.
Yeah,
I love that.
absolutely. I think we've all kind of had those moments of like waking up one morning and just be like, just so thankful to be here and thankful for everyone around us. So yeah,
and
It's been a lot of pain. And that's not to say that I haven't like had like really hard times during this pandemic. Cause I mean, ask my mom who's watching right now, right, Mom? Like, I mean, it's been really hard and it's been really hard for everyone, but it's also made me just like kind of drop in and say, but I'm okay. And I just have to persevere and just breathe.
I think that's so beautiful. I think we've had a bunch of people on the show at this point that have echoed a sentiment similar to that, and everybody says it in their own kind of beautiful, genuine way, which is exciting.
right.
But I think maybe for people who aren't in show business, aren't in the business of Broadway, sometimes people don't understand what the hustle really is. This hustle of, it's not just about auditioning. It's about everybody you talk to and everywhere you go. And it's like a constant need to think about yourself as a product and not just a person. So if there's like a weird, like silver lining of a time when like everything just comes to a halt, it's that like, I think some people are getting an opportunity to focus on their person, maybe for the first time in a while, in like just a human, grounded, me for me sense, which I think is just so cool. And not to downplay.
It's
the
like
fact
the
that this has been
universe is
terrible.
saying like, stop, just stop. It's like when you get sick and you're like, I can't be sick. And it's like, well, maybe you need to be, I'm not talking COVID sick. I'm saying like, you get
Run down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, maybe you need to be sick. Maybe you need to like just stop for 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I needed to stop and like, spend a lot of time with my child, who is amazing, and like my parents and my sister and brother-in-law and my niece and nephew, who I see maybe once a year, but like last summer I got to spend like 3 weeks straight with them, and like that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a martini waiting for you in a basement in Ohio all along.
In a basement in Ohio.
Oh, man.
With a snake.
Yes. Hopefully not a snake. No offense to
No
snakes.
snakes.
But and the second question that we always ask our guests is once this is all over, and it will be, like what are you looking forward to most once we come out of all of this and masks are optional? What are you most looking forward to?
Hugging my friends.
Mm.
I'm gonna
Same.
cry. I just want to hug my friends.
Yeah.
I want to hug my friends. I want to hold their hand. I probably won't share nachos with them for a while, but
No, nachos are done. We have
And that's just
86 nachos.
I'm not sharing nachos with anybody either, but that's just because I like nachos too much.
But I want to hug my friends. I want to stop doing this.
Yeah.
I want to see them on the street and be like, I just feel like it's going to be, I know it's going to be the best time. Because like I've started, let's not be like, I always say I love you to people, but I've stopping myself saying I love you to people I normally wouldn't. Like, I freaking love you. Like, I love you. I'm glad you're a part of my life. I'm glad you're here. I can't wait to see you. I mean, like, I can't wait to see, like, the person who does my hair, and I can, like, walk in and give her a freaking hug instead of, like, let her take my temperature and, like, put my mask on.
when we can exchange getting your temperature taken by a hug. Like,
Yes.
that's the moment I'm looking forward to.
Human contact.
And that moment will come. It will come.
I think it will.
But until then, we're going to keep wearing our masks and washing our
Yes.
hands and sticking
And
it
all
out
the
like we
things.
always do.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, I am nearing the end of my drink.
Yes.
This has been so much fun. I know it's happy hour at your house right now as well, so it means a lot to us that you came to spend some time with us. Thank you. Thank you for spending an hour with us today.
Yes.
It's been my pleasure.
It inspired so many smiles and laughs, and it's just always so good to see you.
And you crushed that game. That was
a perfect game.
Expertly
I
made.
mean, how do you like me, meow?
Oh! I don't think we should end the episode right now because I just don't think we could top that. Jess, you are the best. I can't wait to see you back in New York City when I can see you and we can hug. It will happen, and it will happen soon, knock on wood. Until then, thank you for spending some time with us tonight.
I love you guys.
Yes, so good to see you.
Oh my goodness, you guys, if you're just tuning in,
you're late.
You missed our very special Broadway guest bartender, Jessica Hendy, from all sorts of Broadway credits, and who's an incredible trivia meow player. She bested it. So if you missed it, rewind and watch again.
Yeah.
If you had fun tonight, please do hit subscribe on this YouTube channel. There are 3 shows that come your way every week. Dylan,
and what a week we have coming up.
You and I are kind of the finish line of this week. The 5:30 Quarantini is the last thing, but it all starts again on Monday.
Where
MT Trivia.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to do that one?
I do want to do that.
You do this one.
Okay. MT Trivia on Monday. It's at 9:00, hosted by the MT, Christopher and Kevin Metzger-Timpson. And they have 2 very special guests that are near and dear to our hearts, Michael, because they are 2 former guests of our show and also 2 former guests of Anastasia on the Broadway.
I can't wait to watch these 2 battle each other in trivia.
And it's going to be a great night, and I can't wait for Monday night at 9:00 because we have MT Trivia with Christopher and Kevin Metzger-Timpson, and their guests are Christy Altamar and Derek Klena.
Oh
my
God.
What a moment.
What a duo. You can go to BroadwayTalkLive.com right now and set your reminder for that one. And then actually on Tuesday, normally I would be live with my pal Jackie Cox. We are taking the week off. But brace yourselves because we are back the following Tuesday, March 2nd. Our guests are Patty Marin, Justin Guarini, Drew Gasparini. It's an all-star lineup. It's it's going to be quite a show. But
that's going to be so fun.
1 week from tonight, tomorrow. Wow.
Nope, today. 1 week from tonight.
Was delicious.
1 week from tonight. Our show's on Thursday, famously. Our shows are on Thursdays at 5:30. And we have a very special guest, Britney impersonator extraordinaire, #free Britney, Haley Pachun will be here with us next Thursday. And that's all we have for you.
And that's all we got.
Next
so until
week.
then, wear your mask, wash your hands,
call your friends and tell your mom you love her. Because I do.
Thanks for tuning in. Cheers, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers.